Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks Live, our Sunday edition. Oliver, what's up, Oliver? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you could make it. Uh, Today I'm still eating turkey. I'll have you know. Still eating leftovers from Thanksgiving. That's one of the reasons I love Thanksgiving so much because I get to eat Thanksgiving dinner for days afterwards. So it's awesome. Arnis, what's up? How's it going, Arnis? Hope you're having a great weekend, Oliver and Arnis. Uh, Everything's going pretty good here. Um, did a I made back on my regular program last week. I did nothing but live streams, but I recorded a pre-recorded video, so there'll be one of those in the morning. So we'll be back to our regular schedule this week. So, but I'm ready for the holidays. We're getting ready. Bucky, what's up, dude? How's it going? Glad to see you here. Say what? Yeah, dude. But yeah, I enjoy the holidays. I just wish we'd get a little snow down here in Florida is all. But I hear that that Trump is, I guess, shutting down immigration from third world countries and shit. I hope he actually does it. I've been saying that for a while. Sammy Langford, what's up, Sammy? Glad to see you here. How's it going, Sammy? Welcome to Gen X Thinks. But yeah, that's the thing that's been in the news the most, I guess, is Trump and his stuff. I still, I don't know. I had higher hopes, a lot of it, for a lot of this administration, I guess. But still, it's just a confusing time for me, at least. For a lot of people, it's not confusing at all. It's just cut and dry. But for me, someone who thinks about everything that's happening quite a bit, it's confusing because the whole Epstein thing, and there's all kinds of files, and then there's no files. There's nothing to see here. There's no there, and all that shit. And then, oh, we're releasing the Epstein files. I thought there was nothing to release, and all this shit. And of course, if when they do release shit, it's gonna be nothing. They're not gonna show anything. We were talking about, or they were talking about releasing the JFK files back before the election, and haven't heard a peep about that. Um, just all kinds of shit uh, that's kept secret from us, from the people, and the Democrats want to blame the Republicans, and the Republicans want to blame the Democrats, and this whole whole thing. Happy Cappy, what's up? Yeah, yeah, he's getting it done. I have some questions about some of the stuff that's going on, but I'm still I'm still hopeful that everything will turn out for the best. Popeye, what's up, Popeye? Yeah, hope y'all are having an awesome Sunday. That was Raziel. He's not here yet. I saw during the last live stream it was Raziel that did that, I believe. Hey, Shannon, what's up? Glad to see you here. Glad you could make it. So, yeah, it's confusing times because everything is made political. You know what I'm saying? The politicians take every opportunity to make every subject political and to push everybody's emotional buttons and get us all pissed off at each other over what we believe. Like you guys should give two shits about what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's going to affect anything in your lives. But those of us with common beliefs should stand together, I think, and try to support each other. But But to hate someone else just because they believe something else, it's just ridiculous on my part. And to celebrate those scumbag politicians on both sides of the aisle who are just eroding our country and our civilization around us, that's mind-boggling too. Happy Cappy laying in bed with the dog. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that, dude. Yeah. Muskogee, what's up, Muskogee? Yeah, Santa smells, dude. Yeah. Oh, Raziel, what's up, Roz? How's it going, man? Glad to see you here. You're a Jehovah Witness? Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, whatever you believe, if it makes you happy, man, shit, go for it, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I understand a whole lot about Jehovah Witness or anything. Hell, I'm I don't understand a whole lot about just the basic Christianity, how it's broken up into so many fragmentary pieces and different sects and stuff. So I just kind of go my own way. But yeah, as long as it makes you happy, dude, shit. You got to figure out how to get you some turkey, dude. Even if it's not celebrating Thanksgiving, still get you some turkey, dude. You can still have a turkey. Just don't call it Thanksgiving. Call it Muskogee Day. Chaz, my boy Chaz, what's up? Glad to see you here, man. I hope you're not doing Mach 2 toward the earth right now. Oh man, I hope all of y'all are having a great weekend. Uh, uh, just in a great holiday season, It's a great time to be alive, even though it sucks. But it's a crazy time of change and isn't that crazy though? It is a great time to be alive, but at the same time, it sucks. You know, it seems like to me anyway. To me, we're on the cusp of something. Uh, Something is about to happen. I don't know. Maybe that's just a crazy ass feeling I get for constantly thinking about shit and constantly analyzing shit and maybe I think too much. Maybe I'm just starting to think I'm some kind of old prophet on a mountaintop or something. But I just get a feeling like something big is about to happen, and partially because they're saying that something big is about to happen. All that 2030 reset and all that shit. Oh, you're just making shit up, Muskogee? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you could have Thanksgiving then. I hope you had it. Christopher, what's up, Christopher? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you could make it. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Arnis. I just organized religion. I'm not, people get a lot out of organized religion, so I'm not, I don't want to sound like I'm faulting people who are into organized religion. That's not it at all. Just for me personally, I go my own way. I'm just not an organized religion kind of guy. Uh, I have my own relationship with God, and that's how I see it. I think that's what really matters. If I'm wrong, I'll find out, I guess. So, and that's how it is. Uh, as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? And I just feel down deep that I'm right. So, and all that, all of religion is is feeling and relationship and that kind of stuff. There's no X's and O's, no science, no math. We can, no, none of us can verify whether we're right or wrong. So we just got to go with what we feel. Ezekiel, what's up, Ezekiel? Glad to see you here, man. Oh, okay, Roz. Well, catching up on your sleep isn't always a bad thing. That can that can be a damn good thing. Yeah, I was kind of raised going to church, um, hit and miss, kind of. Just depending. My family was all over the place, hit and miss. But yeah, I was raised as a Christian. Just as I grew older, Arnis, I pushed back away from it completely, totally, for a few years, and then I kind of got my sense about me as I grew older and hopefully wiser, and started figuring stuff out. Greasebag, what's up, Greasebag? Glad to see you here, man. Oh yeah, happy. Okay, so I'm not the only one that feels that way. Like something, like we're on the cusp of something. You know what I mean? I just don't know how much further this can go. Uh, in the direction that it's going. Something is going to happen, not only with society and our culture, the direction it's going with all this gender shit and all this stuff that's going on, right? And furries and all this shit. That shit just where does that go? And for humanity into the future, where does that go? Just the end of humanity, just so that the economic situation, this $38 trillion debt we're in, that can never be repaid, that's got to come to a head at some point. It just cannot continue to infinity. We're infinity in debt now. Well, we might as well be now at 38 trillion, and might as well be infinity, because we're never going to pay it off. So something's got to happen with that. It's just I don't know when. I just don't know when these things are going to happen. Is it going to be within the next 10 years, or will it take 10,000 years? I have no idea. But it feels like it'll be sooner rather than later. Yeah, yeah, Popeye. Too many distractions. Yep. And I've always believed that that's by design. All the distractions. Look over here. You know what I mean? So this whole big Epstein file fiasco makes me wonder what's really going on. What's really happening? Because it's a nothing burger. No matter what they do, we are going to get zero information. Zero. Mark my words on that. Nobody's going to get arrested. We're not going to see Bill Clinton dragged off in chains and shit. That's not going to happen. So what the hell is this about? It's a big smoke and mirror show. Look over here, and then while we do some shit over here. It's that type of thing, and they've been doing that for decades to us. Yeah, it does, Sammy. Yeah, it gets busy as hell this time of year. Yep. And it is hard to keep up. Yeah, that's why they call it the silly season. Everybody's running around, um, acting crazy, trying to catch up on buying gifts and all that kind of stuff, and everybody's stressed out because they got to come up with extra money for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah, it's a tough time, especially if you have little kids, that you got to provide for. Rocker, what's up, Rocker? Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of them are, Rocker, just plain idiots, dude. I don't. I mean, What else? How else are you gonna say it? They're morons. Uh, and all that shit. And I see it over and over again. I'm reading it in every political thing, or not political, but every social media thing. Oh, the the Republicans are weak. They won't vote this, and they won't do this, and they won't do this. No, they're not weak. They're doing their job, which is not to vote on that shit. It's not that the Republicans are spineless. They're doing their job. They're doing what they're paid to do by the big corporations, just and the lobbyists from wherever, just like the Democrats are. The Democrats are paid to fight for it, and the Republicans are paid to cave. What the hell? It's been going on for decades, and people won't open their eyes. They keep voting Republican or voting Democrat, and they're all scumbags, every last one of them, you know? Our only hope is that right now is that Trump, it came in from the outside, excuse me, like a wrecking ball, and he's going to do some shit regardless of how they vote. Hopefully. Gnostics cut their own path to Raziel. Okay. Feeling a bit round from all the food. Yeah. 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 I've eaten Thanksgiving dinner every day since Thanksgiving, Shannon. A full Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah. Tripwire. What's up, Trip? All right. Now we can get the party started now that Trip's in the house. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of the feeling I got as a kid, and it got me away from it. I don't know. You might not have heard it before, Arnis, but I've told a story a couple times on here about when I was a kid. We went to church and pulled in there, and this big gold colored, what's that, Bentley pulled up with the big shiny wheels and shit, and then next to it pulled up an old used station wagon, clean but used, older car, and a big guy got out of the Bentley in a nice suit and shit, about $1,000 suit, and then the out of the car piled out this family, poor, not great clothes but very clean, about three kids, three young kids, husband and wife, and they walked up to the guy in the Bentley and greeted him and shit, and my stepmom walked up and told me that's the pastor. Like I was, she thought I should be impressed that, the pastor in the Bentley and shit. And I stopped and I looked at those people, the interaction there. I said, in my head, I said, this guy in this Bentley is about to go in that building and ask those poor folks for money. And ever since then, that's what turned me off of the whole organized thing right there. Just that flash of realization, and then at the same time was going on all that what televangelist shit, Jimmy Swaggart getting busted and all that was happening at the same time. So yeah, all that turned me off of it for a long time. But eventually, I found my way back on my own. Oh, all right, greasebag. That's always fun. I'm not allowed to put up stuff. The wife does all this stuff. She's in charge of this. She gets all the credit. I'm not allowed to mess with it. I can carry stuff for her though. I'm allowed to carry the boxes and stuff, which is cool with me. At least I get to participate. But she's way better at this stuff than I am, and she enjoys it more. So yeah, I carry boxes for the missus. Oh yeah, yeah, Chaz, and that right there, she's a good example of a lawyer who went into politics just dumb as a bag of hammers, and no, just stupid. I mean, come on, uh, and people elect her, and people get behind her, and she's just dumber than shit. So I don't understand the people who can get behind someone like that and and raise them up and celebrate them and shit and support them. I just don't get it. At least get someone of average intelligence, someone that can talk. Come on. Yeah, but yeah, Chaz, you're absolutely right. I'm so thankful that she didn't become our president. Holy shit. Oh, your son is in the seminary in Italy? Oh, cool, man. Yeah, that's cool as shit. Does he like it over there, Oliver? I bet he does. Yeah, that Arnis 4 of 6 in the collapse, that sounds about right. That feels about right, probably. Yeah. Yeah, do you want to live forever, Christopher? Right out of Conan the Barbarian, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, Glenn South. Hey, Glenn South. Glad to see you here, man. Yeah, AI. Yep. Yeah, that's another thing we got bearing down on us, that it can't. It's not sustainable for humanity. You know, not not humans. I don't know, but there's so many of these. What are you going to call them besides NPCs, right? These people that just want to sit on the couch and consume digital media and get a universal basic income and have their chemical carbohydrates delivered to their door. You know what I mean? There are more and more of them every year. So I don't know. People are nuts. Oh, Oliver, I'll go so far as to say the debt will never be paid off. The debt will end when it collapses, when it folds in on itself. That's the only way. The only way. If they tightened up and attempted to start paying it back now, it would cause a collapse. 100%. The economy, the world economy would collapse if America tried to pay back their debt and tighten their strings, tighten up their belt, and buckle down and tried to pay that debt off. Quit borrowing. The world economy would collapse 100%. So yeah, it will never be paid off. It cannot be paid off. It's impossible. It is literally impossible to pay that debt off, and it's just going to balloon up until the balloon pops, and then it'll collapse on its own under its own cancerous weight. So, they just keep kicking the can down the road because they know if they try to fix it, it'll crash everything. Yeah, yeah. Well, that could be true, Arnish. I hope it's not. I honestly hope it's not. I'm not all, you know, I'm not a I'm not a big fan of Trump. I'm not a big hater of Trump. I'm just like I said, I voted for the guy. So that because I voted for him, he's got to do his damn job, the job I voted for him to do. So yeah, I still with the with the deportations and stuff, I'm 100% behind that. Not so much with the wars, the military action outside the United States border. Not so much behind that shit. Let those people do them as long as they don't cross our border with hostility. There's no reason for anything else. There's no reason for us to get involved with that shit over there. You know. So I don't know. So I'm not happy. I'm not happy with his whole thing with the Epstein shit. Quit talking about it. Quit talking about it. That just no. You should have just released him on day one. The first day you were president, you should have signed the damn order and had him released. The real shit, not some fake shit, not redacted shit. The actual shit, so we could know, and then there wouldn't be all this hullabaloo about Epstein. Yeah, big country. Yeah, yeah, the whole furries and trans thing. It's that I honestly believe that all that comes from the destruction of masculinity. That's all. That's all. It's by design. A masculine population will defend itself. It will protect its women and children, and the rest of the world does not want that. Does not want America to have that kind of population. They want a weak, watered down, hypersensitive, hyper effeminate male population in the United States, and that's why some dude who thinks he's a kitty cat isn't going to grab a grab a shotgun and go defend his territory. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go hide and until they drag him out of there and put him in chains and put him to work on a chain gang or something or whatever they do. You know. Oh, buying yourself some warm shirts. All right, Raziel. Yeah. Valar Mogulis. Yeah, Tripwire. What? All men must die? Yeah, Trip. Uh, you can trust them if you want to, Arnis. I'm not going to tell you how to think, but don't try to get me to trust them sons of bitches as far as I can throw them. And even Trump, as soon as he got in there, then I stopped trusting him 100%. So I gotta question shit that he does. God wills it. Yeah. Oh, that's from Tripwire. That's from that Kingdom of Heaven. Have you seen that movie? That's one of my favorite movies, dude. My favorite recent movies. Yeah, I love that movie about the Crusades and shit. Oh, okay. All right, grease bag. Yeah, that sounds like me. Yeah, I carry shit, and my wife looks through the box, and she tells me either set the box down or take it back where I got it from, because she doesn't want that shit. Oh, okay. All right, Ezekiel. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe there are different. Maybe there are different types of preachers around or something. But that preacher I saw, he wasn't hurting for money. That's for damn sure. Yeah, yeah, Trip, and that's a hell of a thing for each of us. Our separate paths to God. Um, that's a unique journey for each of us. You know what I mean? Or the path away, whatever suits your fancy. What are you gonna do if the world starts letting off the nukes, Sammy? What am I gonna do personally? Uh, it just depends on. I don't know. I'm honestly, I'll probably just sit on the couch until you know, till the power goes out, and then flick on the light a candle or something and pick up a book and start reading it. If I'm still around in the morning, I'll figure out what the hell to do, and that's the honest truth. I'm not gonna go, panicking and running around and shit, pulling my hair out and going out and trying to hug a nuclear incoming nuclear missile, holding a sign and shit, whatever. I'm not gonna do any of that stupid shit. Uh, we had tornadoes coming through years ago, 2006, I think it was. The news came on and there was tornadoes coming through and shit, and right through our area. And I thought about it and like, well, I can't do anything about it. I can't stop the tornado. I can't, if I get in my car and try to drive out of here, I might get hit by a tornado. So my odds of, staying in one place are just as good of getting hit by a tornado if I'm going down the road. So I just went to sleep and woke up the next day and everything was fine. The tornadoes did a lot of damage, but just not to my house. So I would do the same thing I did then. I'd just go to sleep, act like nothing was happening. If I woke up the next day, okay. If not, then then I'd be at the next level. I'd be shaking hands with Jesus. Yeah, butt nuggets. Hey, ain't seen you in a while, butt nuggets. Yeah, he's sitting on the couch and consuming social media. Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to go. Crab man, what's up, Crab? Glad to see you here, man. Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's how it used to be, man. Sell baked goods and stuff from the garden and shit. Yeah, yeah. That what Raziel says there is that's everything. Are you in the blast radius? Are you in the kill radius? Are you in the casualty radius? Are you completely out of it and nothing would affect you? So you could get in your car and start driving and unbeknownst to you, you'd be driving into the kill radius. So it's just, I mean, in my mind, it would just be better just to hang tight and see, you know. It's not going to hurt a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? If one hits you in the face, it's going to be pretty instantaneous. So there's not going to be a lot of suffering. My boy Mike Fleisner, what's up, dude? You were watching the President Thanksgiving? How was it, dude? Did you like it? R. Snyder, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here, Snyder. Yeah, probably, Shannon. There's a good chance of that. The ones who just get vaporized in the flash zone are the lucky ones. Yeah. Who said, no, women aren't weak? No. Women, the younger generations are weak. But you know, when you think about that, I mean, think about it. Women, think about those women out there on the damn, you know, the frontiers women, you know, riding in a wagon and hauling shit and everything across the prairie and got to stop and have a kid along the way and shit and, you know, take care of the family and all this stuff along the way. Women aren't weak. No, no. So, yeah, you can't do that. You can't say that and be conscious of history and all the stuff women have done throughout history and stuff. But everybody's getting weak now. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think that, honestly, I think that women are more susceptible, young women are more susceptible to all this ideological bullshit that's going on than the men are. Not that the men aren't susceptible, it's just the women are buying into the shit more. Laura Ann, hey Laura Ann, how's it going? Landseer, what's up, Landseer? Glad to see you here. Jeff7, my boy Jeff. How's it going, buddy? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Tripwire. That's it. Kingdom of Heaven's a badass movie, dude. Yeah. God wills it. I've seen that movie a bunch of times. I went back, I heard that the director's cut was a lot better, so I went back and got the extended director's cut, and it's pretty damn good, yeah. You're gonna ride the bomb, Roz? All right, Ezekiel, yeah. An old school fight. And that was the Southern Baptist, Zeke? That sounds like a Southern Baptist to me. And that's the kind of stuff I grew up on. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's cool. Snyder. 4 inches of fresh snow. That's about perfect, dude. It's not, a foot and a half where it makes everything miserable, but it's a nice coating of new snow and everything's quiet. I love that shit. Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah, Mike. I tried to. Most of them guys were from up north. Yeah, on Ohio Prepper show. I had fun on that show though. It was interesting to hear different perspectives. Was like South Park Jesus, Raziel. Sleep sounds good, Sammy. Yeah, this is a weekend for long naps and hot cocoa and shit like that. Yeah. He tried to be in a van. I didn't see that episode, Crab Man. Oh, only 30 miles from Detroit, Schneider. Well, that depends if they. I mean, would the Russians bother nuking Detroit now? Do you think they would? I mean, that's an honest question. If you were the Russians, would you bother wasting a missile on Detroit, or is there something there I'm unaware of? some kind of, government site or something that I don't know about. Timmy! Crabman, Timmy! Yeah. Yeah, that's good, Mike. Yeah. Fresh water would be important. A Cartman clone trip. You're arguing with your Christmas village, Loran? What are you arguing about? Yeah. Well, I think that's a Gen X trait, Sammy. We just don't buy into a lot of crap. You know what I mean? We've seen so much of it, been lied to our entire lives. And then we came into the information age and people started questioning stuff. And in just the questions, bring stuff to your mind. What I remember the first time, because I didn't come up with it spontaneously, but the first time someone, either I read it online or someone said it to me, uh, you know, it, the climate is always changing. We used to have an ice age. So the climate must change and get hotter, and there will be another ice age in the future, and then it'll get hotter, and then we'll get an ice age. That's the nature of the planet Earth. Ice to hot to ice to hot. So trying to fight against that is completely ridiculous. So I heard that and I was like, holy shit, they're right. You know, what? So now the next time you hear something about climate change, you kind of question it. Well, I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't quite make sense to me. Why would you know, plow entire forests under the ground, living trees, and bury them under the ground for in the name of climate change to save the planet and the environment and stuff? That doesn't quite make sense. That kind of shit. So when the crazier shit you hear, the less sense it makes, and the more questions come into your head. Metal Gear, what's up, Metal Gear? My boy. You need the snow, Metal Gear? And we need some snow here in Florida. Y'all can send some down our way. I wouldn't mind a bit. Yeah, Trip. Yeah, we don't want to kick that anthill. Yeah. Got 5 to 6 inches, Rocker. Yeah, if everybody would send us down 1 of your inches, we'd have a few inches down here in Florida, and I'd be happy as hell. Oh yeah, I bet, Raziel. I like watching the videos of the dogs that get let out after the first snow, and they're just so happy and they're flipping around and shit. Now they're all going to be AI, but used to be. Those were awesome. Wolverines, Mike. Yeah, Red Dawn, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I honestly believe I've heard that for a long time, but I've come to believe it that we could have easily had wireless electricity. They just didn't want it. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have made as much money. They wanted to be billionaires. We could have had electric cars this whole time. Electric cars could be so advanced now if they would have just continued on with the technology. They had electric cars in 1902, but that's not common knowledge. So because they suppressed the knowledge, uh, if imagine if they would have went with electric cars and wireless electricity and solar and all that stuff, and advanced it at a proportional uh, level of development for the last 100 years. I mean, that's the future I thought we were going to be at, not this bullshit. Oh, that would be cool, Snyder. Yeah, I would want to explore that site too, dude. Yeah, we've been, and they keep scaring us with an ice age, like the ice age is coming tomorrow. You know what I mean? Oh, we got 9 years to get our shit right. Or an ice age is coming, or global warming's coming. There's going to be a desert. The whole planet's going to be a desert. They don't tell you when it snows in the Arabian Desert for the first time ever, in the history ever. Um, so it's bullshit. Oh, okay. The water table's so high they cost a ton to maintain, Roz. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the ozone layer. Yep. Yep, Chaz. I've heard a bunch of shit about that, about um, how it could have been, and I say could have. The thing I read, it most definitely was, but I don't say that because I don't know. I wasn't the one doing the study or whatever, but they say that it's possible that it could have been the sunscreen that was causing skin cancer the whole damn time. You know what I mean? So, and that would not surprise me one bit. Seeing all the other dastardly shit that they have done throughout the years. I have never worried about the sun, even at the height of the ozone scare. I didn't give a shit. I just didn't care. I didn't believe the shit, and I never felt any ill effects from it. Maybe I'm lucky. I don't know, but I didn't panic over that shit. Your dog's a snow junkie, Arnis. Yeah, yeah. Most of the ones I see love that shit. Need some big thermal underwear up there, huh, Rocker? Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, if that were possible, you know, Shannon, is it possible for us to keep the the climate that is ideal for humans to control the Earth and the amount of sunshine it gets? Is that possible? Are we that powerful of a species? Are we that, or are we that grandiose? We just like to think that we are that powerful. I don't know. I don't know if we can control the weather of the entire planet. I'll have to see that to believe it. Dolby, what's up, Dolby? No, we don't do that, Lorianne. We don't drive on ice. Who told you that? There aren't videos of Floridians driving on ice because we do not do that. Yeah, I bet that is a laugh a minute watching Floridians drive on ice. The What kills me is the people that come from up north and then try to drive in one of our heavy thunderstorms. I mean, on our big freeway I-75 at 75 miles an hour, they'll slow down to 20 miles an hour and put their flashers on because it's raining. Okay, just they cause accidents, of course. There's always a big pile up because they don't know how to drive in the rain. They get scared to death because it's raining. Where us Floridians growing up, it pours down like that, many times during the summer. We're used to it. So yeah, but it's people get freaked out driving in the rain just like they do on the ice. Oh, all right, Sammy. Yeah, yeah. You Australians, you like some damn snow too, huh? Oh, okay. That would be cool, Lorianne. A car that could parallel park like that. Yeah. And is that the one where the back wheels turn too? The back wheels would turn. Yeah, after a long time of it, that's like me with the heat, dude. Rocker. Yeah, that's how I am with the heat. I wish for some snow and some cold weather, and I'm sure you would be the opposite. Yeah, the grift that keeps the grift that keeps on taking, Dolby. Yeah. Felix, what's up, Felix? Glad to see you here, man. Yeah, glad you can make it. Smitty, what's up? North Alberta. All right. Cold, huh? Yeah, it's 80 damn degrees today here, Smitty. Oh man, I know that uh, people up north, they're like, oh, you're so lucky. No, I don't feel that way. I feel the opposite. I wish I was up there with Smitty in the cold. Really, I do. Start a fire and, and uh, just some snow and stuff. This damn 80 damn degrees is just ridiculous at the end of November. It just pisses me off, I'll be honest. Aquanet. Yeah, Felix, I usually have a can of Aquanet up here for my. It's Christmas time though, so the wife decorated for Christmas. But these are normally my Gen X nostalgia shelves. I got a can of Aquanet up there. Normally. Yeah, Sammy. Yeah, exactly. That's what snow's good for. Yep. Yeah, you all are all invited down here, and we can feed Gen Z to the gators, the ones we don't want. We'll just feed them to the gators. Boomers too, probably most of them. Yeah, that's how I am, Shannon. The way I look at it, you can put on enough clothes to be warm in the winter. If you have the money and you can buy the high dollar shit, you can be warm in the winter. I've been out in as low as 17 below zero. That's Fahrenheit, degrees below zero, and I was comfortable. When I was in the army, we had parkas and stuff, and I was half-ass comfortable. But in 97-degree heat and 100% humidity, there's no comfort. No, you cannot take enough clothes off to be comfortable. It's just impossible. Not in the shade, not anywhere. You can't. You've got to get air conditioning and some dry, cool air. So that's kind of how I am. I kind of agree with Shannon there. I'd rather deal with the cold than the heat. And especially down here in Florida, what a lot of people don't understand is that our summers last from like uh, the beginning of April to the end of September, maybe the end of October a lot of times, right? It'll just be sweltering hot that whole time. It'll be 97 degrees in April. So yeah, it's just too long, man. Just too damn long to be that hot. What's black and white, Felix? I don't know. What is it? Never heard that one. A nun falling down the stairs. Yeah, I gotta remember that one. Truckies drive on ice, Sammy. Oh yeah, yeah, Crab Man. We're going in together. I'm gonna start a Mammoth Ranch too, dude. 100%. And I'm gonna have the racing mammoths though. I'm gonna breed racing mammoths. Oh yeah, salmonella. Yeah, Dolby. Yeah, I remember all that shit. That salmonella scare. Oh, what was it? Jack in the Box or something. I think it was Jack in the Box, or maybe that was they were feeding people different meat or something. But one of those food chains had a salmonella scare, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Raziel. Yeah, Yep. It's. I just honestly don't think that we can beat Mother Nature, not all of mankind. I don't think that we can just wrestle Mother Nature into a stranglehold and make it do what we want. I just, I don't think so. We can do it, locally a little bit, like divert a stream or dam a river or something. We can do it a little bit local. But the entire earth and the climate and all, no, no, I just can't. I can't believe that. And we start screwing up too bad, the earth will, Mother Nature will correct us. And she won't give a shit. She will correct us, like boomer moms in the 70s and 80s. Sharp, fast, and get your mind right now. And that might be what's coming as well. You know what I mean? A hard correction. And all that crying shit, and they're crying about the wrong shit, and they're not going, even if climate change did have something to do with it or any of that shit, robbing the population through taxes is not the way to fix it. That's not the way to fix it. You know what I mean? It's just like you said, you can't farm the same land for thousands of years and poison the land and expect to keep producing food. Florida. Yeah, that's a good one. Florida. Duh. Yeah, I've always heard that Kentucky's pretty awesome, Mike. Yep, I have heard that. 21 degrees there, Roz? Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I wish it was that cold here. Mammoth, the other red meat. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. You had a lot more snow back in the 70s and 80s, Crabman? Okay. All right. Yeah, even the Gators got standards, Dolby. Yeah. Yeah, -40, that's getting a little ridiculous. That's inside fire time. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, yes, I do. Loran, just email me. Yep. Just email me and I'll give it to you. Yeah. Yeah, Arnis. Yeah, they don't understand how momentum and that kind of shit works, dude. Oh, I know, man, Crab man. Stupid and weak. They really do. And it's sad to see. And it's not all their fault. I mean, it's fun to blame them and just make fun of them and shit. It is. I do it. I do. Uh, I've got sons and nephews and stuff who are Gen Z, and and I like to make fun of them, and pick on them and stuff. But it's really not all their fault. You know what I mean? Uh, this society and all this shit. When you grow up hearing that words are violence, it's just that kind of stuff imprints on you as a kid. Look at us and our I don't want to say fascination, but maybe a little bit of a preoccupation with the apocalypse and stuff. That got imprinted on us as kids. So now just look at what these kids are being imprinted with. Furries and gender studies and 54 or 154 genders and all this other weird shit, and words are violence and everything's toxic. Anybody who doesn't believe what you believe and agree with everything you say is toxic and all this shit. They're grown up with this shit pumped into their head through the education system, through the media, through everything. So yeah, it's hard to blame them 100%, but they need to put on their big boy pants and man up. I'm just being honest. Appalachia, Mojave Desert. That's the one. Is that the desert down there in New Mexico and Arizona? Isn't that the Mojave? I'm showing my ignorance on American geography here, but Wasted Gator, what's up, dude? Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank all of y'all for your support. Seriously, everyone who watches this, all the members of the channel who support it directly. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I love these live streams. I love hanging out with y'all and talking to real thinking people, even if you don't believe what I believe and you don't agree with me 100%, and we might be at odds, have conflicting ideas. At least we're showing people how to have a conversation that that disagrees with each other. You know what I mean? In a civilized way. So, I mean, a lot of us agree on most of the shit, don't get me wrong. But here and there, we have disagreements. We got some flat earthers on here, and I don't agree with them. But we've never spoken a harsh word toward each other. We just agree to disagree. But we can sit here, I can sit here and have a nice conversation with a flat earther, and they can tell me all about the flat earth stuff. And we'll never get in an argument because I just think it's cool to hear a differing opinion and some of the evidence that flat earthers have. And some of that shit is compelling, and there's a lot of it. I just don't happen to agree with it. But yeah, no, I like my flat earthers. 1980, what's up? White Christmas in London? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, the the Thames used to freeze over in Victoria times? All right. No, I never did either. Metal Gear like Jack in the Box, me neither. Yeah, that would be cool to have a night White Christmas over there, 1980. Yeah. Florida Man rocks. Yeah, I need to do it. Maybe I'll do another Florida Man video this week for y'all. I think y'all deserve it. Those Florida Man, those are fun to do, and they get some laughs. Give y'all something to laugh at us Floridians. That's one thing. One speciality I do have is laughing at myself. Because I give myself plenty of material to laugh at. Bodies didn't smell but froze instantly. Wouldn't that be nice? Jack in the bottle. Yeah, Trip. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Lorianne. It's just bad to mess with Mother Nature. They go tinkering around with that shit. They get their heads big and they think they can control the environment and control the weather and stuff, and it's gonna it's gonna us allowing them to do it is going to bite us all in the ass. You know, we get further and further away from nature, so then we need to reach back and try to harness it, right? Try to control it because we're not living with it anymore. We're not, raising our food in a in a friendly way, friendly to the earth anymore. We're spraying toxic poisons all over the damn place and shit, and it's not that kind of shit is not going to last. Yeah, Trip. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and when the time comes, I mean, I honestly think humanity will survive. I mean, we're not going to completely wipe us, take us into extinction, but it's going to set us back. That's if we don't correct it. If something else doesn't set us back before then. Yeah, yeah, Schneider, like fleas on a dog. Yeah, sheep would be too obvious. Yeah, yeah, Shannon, that's true. Yep. And there's hypothesis that some of the earlier civilizations are underwater now because they came uh, they rose up during the ice age, but around the equator, where it was warm still, and they rose up there. But when the ice age ended and all that ice melted and went into the ocean, the waters rose and covered them up. So yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing to think about. Okay, Loran. Feelings? What feelings? Yeah, Felix. Yeah. Killer bees, Mike. Oh yeah, killer bees. Y2K. They threatened us with so many apocalypse scenarios. It's not even funny. You know what I mean? That's what kills me. And then and recently they started coming out with a new ice age. They're threatening us with another ice age right now. You can look it up on mainstream media, CNBC and CNN and shit. The New York Post wrote an article about it. An ice age is coming. After we've been threatened, they've been telling us global warming was going to kill us all for the last 30 years. Now all of a sudden it's an ice age again. They can't make up their damn minds. I'm surprised they have the gall to even write an article like that, right? No, we're just going to look stupid. The editor, would be like, no, we're just going to look stupid, start crying about an ice age. We've been, back when I was a mailman, working in the mailroom at this paper, and we actually had physical papers, we were screaming about global warming and desert conditions over the planet. Now we can't start crying about the ice age, then we're just going to be fools. Well, they're fools. Oh, okay, Ezekiel, be good, buddy. We'll see you on the next one, man. Yeah, California was going to slide into the ocean. Yeah, Death Valley's the hottest place on Earth, from what I understand, unless it's changed since the last time I read about it. Yeah, I love going through there, going through that desert. I lived in Arizona for a while and been through there many times. The Mojave Desert down in that area, I love that shit. Oh, you're welcome, Sammy. It's genuinely my pleasure. Thank you for showing up and watching the live stream and supporting the channel with your time. Yeah, I mean, y'all are as just a big a part of Gen X Thinks as I am. Contributing to the conversation and donating your time. So thank you, Sammy. Seriously. Just another guy in the woods. The crazy guy out of Norway. No apocalypse to report yet. We're talking about the Ice Age, though. We got one coming, Lake. Big Country. What's up, Big Country? Pole shift, Smitty. Yeah, we've talked about that before too. The pole shift. I actually saw I looked at the thing, where the pole has moved around in the last 30 years or whatever, and how far it moved in the previous 100 years, and it's really active in the last 20 or 30 years or whatever. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what will happen, if the pole shifts. Will it flip 180 degrees? Just north will be south and south will be north. Maybe not on the compass, but magnetically speaking, will our magnetosphere be really weak for a day or a month or a year after the thing, and then a next solar storm to hit us would just fry everything? I don't know. So that's a thing to quander over, to think about. Yeah, Florida man spends Christmas in jail because, yeah, yeah, Mike. 3-strand DNA. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And even if we knew what was going to happen, we wouldn't know when or how or all those other. There's so much to question. Uh, okay, yeah, that's what I read about Shannon. Was the land masses are underwater and we had entire continents that are underwater and stuff now. Yeah, it's really fascinating to me anyway. Yeah, wasted gator. California was supposed to go off in the ocean. Yeah, yeah. Uh, that part anyway. That whole you just make a new coast. Let the Eastern Californians have it. The actual the ones who are actually thinking, using their brains. Appalachia, big country. Oh, I always thought it was Appalachia. Okay, Appalachia. Okay. Thank you, big country. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah. It always it always not really irritated me or something, but whatever when I hear people mispronounce Oregon, they pronounce it Oregon, but it's Oregon. So I do not mind being corrected about pronunciation like that. I like to know how to pronounce things. I like to know the definitions of actual words. I like our English language, and I think it's cool to understand the words we're using so that we can understand each other. So yeah, thank you, big country. Yeah, Lake. Yeah, where's the ice age, dude? Yeah, and don't you show up in your longboat on the Florida beach, storming off of there with an axe if the ice age does come, Lake. Yeah, knocking boomers off their golf carts and shit with your axe, dude. Just kind of come in, chill. Just 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 glide in. Yeah, yeah. They don't know what the hell they're doing, Roz. Eh, uh, Even here, I see the weather, and I'll check the weather, because I'm working outside a lot. Check the weather. Oh, the weather's going to be clear, all the way up until 3 o'clock, and then yeah. But I know how it works, so I'll check again in an hour. Oh, now it's going to be 90% chance of rain by 9 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, they have no damn clue. Hey, underground, what's up? Apache County, Arizona. Oh, okay. No shit. Damn, that's too bad, dude. I hate to hear that. Yeah, Felix, exactly. That fear mongering sells, and that's why they do it. That's why they've always done it. Just like, clicks and shit now, they wanted people's attention back then. All since television came up and they started that advertising and shit, right? Those advertising dollars. If they could get eyeballs on their channel, talking about the killer bees coming from Africa and going to kill everybody, or whatever, or the ice age, the coming ice age, or the ozone layer, or Y2K, whatever the damn. It's just fear mongering, trying to get your attention, trying to get those advertising dollars. Rusty dude, what's up, Rusty? Glad to see you here, man. Okay, Arnis. 90-degree flip is what Mother Nature has done over and over, not 180. Okay. Trying to picture that in my head. So the sun will. No. So our our magnetic poles would just be in the east and west then, right? You're scared of the snow? Happy? That'd be tough to get into the Christmas spirit then. Roshi's? Big country? Yeah, yeah. We should all start doing that. Yeah, we call the Ice Age the 90s trip. Yeah. Yeah, crab man. There's a lot of stuff in the snow. It's just awesome. But I understand. For years it'd get old, but damn, the snow is awesome. Yeah, but I've been hearing that for a long time too, Sammy. That Yellowstone is erupting. That's another fear monger thing, another tactic to scare people is that Yellowstone is due to erupt any moment. So that's just one of the things we get used to over here. Oh yeah, that's back when they were screaming about the ice age, the late '70s. Yeah, because we had several bad winters in a row, and they were crying about the ice age and shit. So, but yeah, they were pretty bad damn winters back then. Yeah. Dead Wolf, what's up? No, you're always just on time, Dead Wolf. Glad you could make it, dude. Washington. Yeah, underground Washington. No, no, Felix. No, I didn't. Yeah, I don't get any of that shit though. I don't. I've never had a flu vaccination. I've never had. In the army. You have to, or and I was 19 and dumb as shit. But you have to in the army, or they kick you out of the army. Um, and then I got some extra shit because they sent me to Korea, so they gave me some extra, juice me up a couple extra times because they were sending me over to Korea. So I don't know what all I got when I was in the army. I got so many shots I don't even remember what they were. But but yeah, since then though, I haven't gotten a single vaccine, not one, not for anything. I just not that I mean now more. I don't trust their science. I never did really, but I didn't think I needed it. I didn't think it was worth the shit. I didn't think it was worth the trouble. I would rather take my chances with the flu or whatever than with their vaccine. Now, I definitely wouldn't. Now I will stand my ground and no, you're not putting that shit in me. CC Irwin, what's up? Welcome to the show, CC. Glad you could make it. Yeah, yeah, boomers. That's a whole thing. That's a whole damn. We could do a whole damn show just talking about boomers and all their bullshit. Uh, that's and not all boomers are bad. We all know that. But every time I say something about the boomers, there's always a boomer that gets in there. Don't talk about all us boomers like that. We're not all lunatics. But the ones that get on there and rage at me like that, those are the ones I like. Those are the good ones. You know what I mean? Don't lump me in with those crazy sons of bitches. So yeah, uh, but yeah, boomers are a whole different subject of their own. Alaska will be in the southern hemisphere. That'd be cool just to live through that time. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy, but I would like to live through crazy ass times. You know what I mean? I don't want to live my boring ass life going to work every day, paying the bills, and then die. Call me nuts. You know what I mean? I want to live, I want some upheaval. I want to, I want to see some shit. You know what I mean? Uh, Something. I don't know. But let's see the pole flip. Let's see what happens. I'm curious. I want to know what happens when the pole flips. You know, the only thing is that even if I could throw the switch on the pole flip, I don't think I could take the rest of humanity with me for the ride. If I was the only one here on the planet, I would definitely throw the switch. I'd just find out what the hell happened, you know. But I couldn't, let the rest of the free population of the world, suffer because I just wanted to see what the hell would happen. Roshis. Yeah. The Rockies, Arnis. The Rockies, because I was mispronouncing Appalachia. Uh-oh. Pause. Everybody hit pause. Chaz is reloading. Y'all know the rules. If you're new to the show, then hit the pause button because Chaz is reloading. Cutting firewood, Dead Wolf. That's good, honest damn exercise, dude. That's the way to stay healthy, bro. Yeah, forever on fire, Sammy. Yeah, don't believe the hype, Felix. Yeah, wasted gator. Yeah, Wolverines. Yep. Yeah, we got a good community going here, wasted. So yeah, we have a great time every single live stream. We have a great time, and it just the topics we discuss are so broad. One day we might talk about religion. The next day we might talk about quantum physics. The next day we might talk about Bigfoot and aliens, and then the next day we might talk about movies from the 80s that we've all forgotten, or cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons. So great place to be. Great, amazing group of people. So yeah, I'm glad you found us, dude. Yeah, yeah. Latchkey responsibility and Red Ryder BB gun. Yeah, CC. Hell yeah, dude. We all know exactly where you're coming from. I'm glad you found us, CC. Hope you enjoy the conversation and enjoy the channel. Yeah, Mike. That's true. The army may have put enough shit in me that I could be technically a robot or something now. I don't know. Oh yeah, Arnis. Yeah, all that digital ID shit. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Not for me anyway. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, underground. It's easy to dress warm, but you can't dress cool in 95 degrees and 100% humidity. You cannot get naked enough. You just can't. It's miserable no matter what. And it's actually more comfortable with long sleeves on because the sun's not burning right on your skin. You're still miserable, and you're still just as hot, but it's just a little bit more comfortable. And that's why you see the Arabians running around with the flowing robes and shit. But in Florida, you can't do that because it's just too humid. In those dry desert regions, you can cover yourself and stuff like that, but not in humid climates. Yeah, well, that's kind of like my speciality now. Dead Wolf is pissing off boomers now. I, I, I've found like I have a knack for that, pissing off boomers. So and I get a kick out of it. And if I butt hurt a couple of boomers, I don't think God's gonna hold it against me. So, oh, you deployed to Africa one time, Trip? Yeah, yeah, 18 shots for 10 diseases. Yeah, that's exactly, Trip. Yeah, they load you up. Oh, somebody drove through a Florida DMV. That does not surprise me, dude. That's some Florida man shit. Yeah. Ohio Valley prepping. What's up, dude? Glad to see you here, man. Yeah, I don't know either, Crabman, what the hell all those shots were for. I just know we got a shit ton of them. Um, yeah, I mean, a whole lot of them. But ever since then, and I'm not, I'm not paranoid of needles or anything. I don't give a shit. I could put an IV in my own arm. I don't care. So it's not needle paranoia or any shit like that. But yeah, I just don't like shots. I don't care for them. Don't I just what's in the needle, what they're pushing into me. I don't want any of that shit. Oh, I'm just doing the best I can to keep all that shit out of my body. All that shit they're putting in the food, all that shit they're putting in the needles, all that shit they're putting in the pills. I don't want anything to do with that shit. That's my personal preference. I'm not suggesting y'all live anything like I do, but that's just me. Yeah, okay. The pole flip would change the magnetosphere, not the annual daily Earth orbit. Okay, Shannon. Yeah, but what? So it just I'm trying to wrap my brain around that. So the magnetic. See if I can. I'm looking at myself in the thing here. The magnetic poles, the magnetosphere would change like this, right? So then we're going around. I guess that wouldn't make any damn difference, huh? Because it's space. It's a vacuum of space. So nothing out there. It's not like we have wind resistance out there or some shit to. So I guess it wouldn't make any difference. The magnetosphere could spin around however it wants. So yeah, okay. I had to just wrap my brain around that, figure out why my brain was hanging up on that. Like it couldn't. The magnetosphere didn't make sense to be this way. I just had to push that through my brain and work it through my brain. Yeah, Chad. Yeah, Bucky. Chad had to do that shit one handed. Yeah. Oh, acid rain, Snyder. Yeah, we can't forget that shit, dude. Now, why is the coffee always gone? Yeah, because somebody at your house likes coffee, Trip. Yeah, and I don't think it's the dog. I'm just going out on a limb here. I don't think it's the dingo that's drinking the coffee, Tripwire. Trip, Tripwire's gonna blame it on the dingo. The dingo drank his coffee. Oh no shit. Underground, okay. Yeah, hell. That's a free firewood, dude. Hell yeah. Yep. Who's our designated coffee maker, Sammy? I don't know. We haven't had a volunteer for that yet. We haven't had anyone volunteer. We've had some volunteers for alligator trainers, uh, mastodon trainers, but no coffee makers yet. Old man's in the house. Old man, what's up, old man? Now, now the chat is officially alive. We have old man. The chat has officially started right now. What time is it? 5:24 p.m. Yeah, old man has showed up. So now it's officially started. Super soldier serum. Yeah, Tripwire. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Raziel. Yeah, I don't know what the hell all that shit was. I'm hoping that it wasn't as bad back then. You know what I mean? Because after I was in the army anyway, it was after that they gave the those pharmaceutical companies immunity from prosecution and lawsuits. Now they just cannot be sued by law. You go to sue a pharmaceutical company, they'll just tell you, no, you can't do that. Sorry. You know, but back then you still could. So I think that back then when I got shot up with a bunch of shit, it was actually medicine. Or at least they thought it was. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, CC. Yep. We used to be taught how lucky it was to be an American, and now they teach them to be ashamed. Yep. And all of us are supposed to be ashamed for coming over here to the United States. We're not supposed to be here, but we're supposed to. All those of us, those are our forefathers who come over here and built the civilization, and those that came over here to help build the civilization. And but these freeloading illegal immigrants, they're supposed to be welcome here with open arms, just coming over here to milk off the cash cow of the American taxpayer, of every religion, every color, every race, creed, gender. They're just milking all of us, and it's disgusting in my opinion. Trump. That's the only thing that I have to say about Trump's immigration policy. He's not going hard enough, in my opinion. uh, yeah, those numbers, those are rookie numbers he's putting up. He needs to bump them bump them up. Yeah, I've said it many times before. I would shut immigration down completely. Not another foreigner would come over here until we got it straightened out. Shut it down completely for 1 year. And, make Congress sit there. Don't let Congress go on holiday. Don't let Congress go to Israel and shit. Make them sit there in their voting thing and send them Chinese food in there to eat and make them shit in buckets until they fixed it. That's my opinion. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of them, Snyder, a lot of boomers are wackadoodle crazy. Yeah, not just some. Oh, Laura Ann volunteering to be our coffee brewer. All right. That's a that you need to get you a Fred Flintstone sized coffee pot, Laura Ann. Oh yeah. Yeah, true. Shannon, I never thought about that. The southern and northern lights would change to the eastern and western lights, wouldn't they? That would be cool as shit. I'd get to see them here in Florida once in a while. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, happy. Yeah, I'm happy for you, happy. Yeah, I'm glad you did it, dude. Oh yeah. We're Gen X, Loran. Percolator's fine. We we don't get too picky. We're picky about our music and our movies, but not so picky with our coffee. Yeah. Yeah, Felix. Yeah, there is no economic advantage. Everything is disposable. Everything's throwaway. And pretty soon we're gonna be disposable. We're gonna be throwaway because, they're gonna have AI and robots to do the shit. And that is not as far into the future as people think. Jobs are gonna be in jeopardy, from actors to makeup artists and all this shit. All of the subsidiary um, careers that go along with the acting and the singing community, that career line. Well, there are a lot of subsidiary uh, careers that feed off of that. Makeup artists, stuntmen, uh, uh, costume designers and shit, all that shit will go away because they'll just make a movie with AI. They'll just make a video with AI. They're already making music videos and music with AI, and the Sony music. They don't have to deal with these pesky recording artists and their demands and shit. The AI just sing whatever the hell they tell it to, and then they don't even have to worry about it when they turn off their computer. And so, yeah, it's coming. It's 100%. Living and active. Hey, what's up? You've got your own percolator on the stove, huh? All right. Yeah, Felix. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. It's hard not to, to feel bad for these kids and this future. When you look at the median price of housing now, just a regular 3 bedroom, 2 bath house is average price is 600 grand, right? Um, that's ridiculous. It's only going up. They're not going to correct it and bring those prices back down ever. Before we're dead, the average cost of a house will be $1 million, and way before we're dead. It's they're these kids can't buy houses anymore. It's ridiculous. They're not going to think about it. It's not a thing they can consider. Yeah, Snyder, don't eat the yellow snow. Yeah, we don't do that. Gen X does not eat yellow snow. We're on board with that. We can agree on that, Snyder. Yeah, I'm proud of my ancestry, and I'm a mutt. Yeah, I'm a mutt. German, Scottish, Native American, probably a couple other things thrown in there, and I'm proud of all of my history, my culture. There were great people in every you trace me down my family tree, and there were great people in every history. Scottish back watching Braveheart and stuff, and reading about Chief Joseph, the chief of the Nez Perce, and all this different stuff. So yeah, I'm proud of all my heritage, and most people should be. And there should be no, there shouldn't even be a thing that needs to be discussed. We should all just be able to be proud of the the places we came from, the people who got us here, and and live in today. Live today's life in today. The situation we're in, crying about the past, what who did what to who 200 years ago. It doesn't serve anything. It doesn't get us anywhere. Because if we go back, another few hundred years or a few thousand or whatever, my people were enslaved. You know what I'm saying? By the Romans or whatever. So you just go back far enough. Everybody was a slave or oppressed or murdered or genocided or whatever at some point in the past. So it's just it's a ridiculous thing that people fixate on, and it's because people allow these damn politicians and shit to get us worked up, right? Emotionally charged, the so and so, I hate so and so because of this, because of whatever, because he believes this and he doesn't want this or he does want that. I hate those dirty Democrats and I hate those dirty Republicans and I hate this and I hate that. And so that's how they have us. And George Carlin, I wish I could say it as well as he did, because he said it best. They're all scumbags, and this is all just a big shit show, and we're being controlled and robbed by both sides of the aisle, and that's just the way it is. So yeah, yeah, wasted, yeah. Street lights are coming on. You're lucky you're home. Yeah. Yeah, living Gen X runs on coffee and bad attitude. Yep. And sarcasm. Yeah. Yeah, Ohio Valley. Yeah. Well, that underground that's exactly what I'm saying. I was born here. You know what I'm saying? So if someone was born somewhere else and wants to come over here and get on welfare and get, if they're going to come over here to any country, I don't give a shit. If it was, I wouldn't want them going to Russia and just swamping Russia with illegal immigration and hurting their people by driving down their wages and shit, or China or anywhere. Stay where the hell you are and fix your country, But I'm not. I'm not a European, so I'm an American. I didn't immigrate anywhere. I was born here in Florida, and this is where I am. So yeah, I just don't. I don't think that all that stuff has anything to do with anything in today's society. It's completely different. They didn't have iPads back then. They didn't have, they didn't have this economy. They weren't $38 trillion in debt back then. They didn't have government welfare systems for immigrants to go lay up on when they got here, and all this shit. The immigrants that did come over here, they worked hard and built a civilization. So I think I think it's apples and oranges. You know what I mean? But still, talking about they built a civilization and all that, that's in the past. It has nothing to do with anything. Who gives a shit if they built a civilization or not? Back then, they came over here and they did some atrocious shit. I'm not denying that. They shouldn't have come over here. They should have stayed where they were, maybe. I don't know. But they didn't, so I'm here today. So that doesn't mean that I should let my culture and my civilization be destroyed in the same way, right? I got to be smarter than the people before me and stop that shit. uh, dig your van out from your wheelchair. Oh yeah, I bet that was fun living. Yeah, we just got a Keurig Raziel, but we got the one with the little stainless steel things because we don't like running the hot water through the plastic. Yeah, Sammy. Yeah, his yellow snow is because it got peed on. Yeah. Oh, yellow snow is tasty if it's made of Mountain Dew. I'm not the one gonna try it, Metal Gear. I'm not gonna be the one to taste it and see if it's Mountain Dew. I'm gonna let you do that, Metal Gear. And I ain't gonna believe you if you tell me it is. I'm gonna leave that alone. That could just stay on the ground. That Mountain Dew got lost. Oh, that's all right, Happy. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, they'll need it. Yeah, by the time they're grown, they're gonna need it. 8 o'clock coffee. All right, Snyder. Yeah, yeah. Mine is too, Raziel. She loves her coffee. Yeah, and she actually um, got me more a kind of a coffee snob. You know what I mean? She's kind of turned me into a little bit of a coffee snob. Not much of one. I'll still, if there's nothing around, but whatever, I'll drink it. I don't really give too much of a shit. But I can tell the difference between, Maxwell House and whatever. Uh, what's that, Black Rifle or whatever? I can tell the difference now. Well, before I met her, I probably couldn't even tell the difference. Snort the snow line in the movie Better Off Dead. Yeah. Don't sweat the little things, pet the wet things. Old man's always throwing crazy shit into the comments. Yeah, Felix, yeah. We're all we're all debt slaves. No matter what, I don't care what race, where you came from, where your, what part of history you got here or whatever, to Western civilization, you're a debt slave now. It doesn't matter. We're all just feeding into that $38 trillion debt of black hole of debt. So there's no getting around that. And honestly, the only thing I think is going to fix it is a collapse, whether it be the economic collapse I was talking about or some other collapse, you know. Oh, okay. The second female to get a pilot's license was your great great aunt, huh? Oh, that's cool, Arnis. Yeah, yeah, 1980. That's an interesting part of history. Um, the Roman rule of England, how the Romans invaded, and then right after they left too, how English went back to uh, to the old ways after the Romans left, but kept some of the new technology and stuff. But a lot of ways went backwards, technologically speaking. And not long after that, the Vikings invaded. So yeah, England went through some tough shit there for a while. Mountain Dew snow cone, dead wolf. Yeah, underground. Yep, exactly. I am 100% with you, dude. Um, I'm not against immigration. I'm against waves and waves of illegal immigration, changing our culture, changing our religion, you know, and forcing shit down our throats that isn't compatible with the way I want to live, or I want my kids and grandkids and shit to live. You know what I'm saying? Small amounts of immigration that are assimilated into society and stuff and want to become American and work hard and help us try to make this a better place. Yeah, all for it. But to come over here and then say you hate America and want to change everything about it, what the hell are you doing over here? Go back home and change your shit, you know, or stay where you were. Yeah, don't change my culture. Don't force some religion on me that I don't want anything to do with. Any of that shit. We're supposed to be, we're supposed to be a land of opportunity. We're supposed to be. I don't know if that applies to us anymore. Um, but we might be if we get Mad Max kind of scenario or something like that. Maybe it'll be the land of opportunity again. You love espresso too, Happy? All right. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's 38 trillion now. That beautiful big bill that Trump just passed put us over 38 trillion. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Vikings were here before Columbus was. Yeah, that's been pretty much settled now. Uh, Lake, just another guy in the woods. That's cool as shit. I like that. Y'all went from Iceland to Greenland and then over here. The shit the Vikings did with those longboats is just amazing. Yeah, and I probably um, the first Vikings to land over here, I would assume some of them just assimilated into Native American society and just disappeared into society. You know what I mean? Uh, that'd be a really cool thing to. If I could time travel, I'd like to go back and see what happened there. I think that'd be very interesting. Oh yeah, CC. Yep, exactly. Um, yeah, and their place is prison. That, or a tree and a short piece of hemp. and a tall tree. Yeah, what they're doing to our communities, what they're doing to us is utterly ridiculous. It's straight up evil. Fighting for 30 years just to keep what's yours is not the American way. Nobody signed up for this shit. These damn politicians on both sides of the aisle are just robbing us blind, and but people are so fascinated with all of these cultural topics. Look over here. Well, I rob you over here, type of thing. I'm passing legislation over here so that I can just take your land. You know what I mean? And I keep hearing that the Trump administration is passing a new law that that if these judges let a convicted criminal go and they commit a crime and harm somebody afterward, then the judge will be subject to a crime, and they will be facing 10 to 15 years in federal prison. And I doubt that will ever be enforced. It will never be enforced. There will never be a judge go to jail over that. Yes, it makes a good show, right? It makes good headlines. Oh, we're gonna get them federal judges because that's what we do. No. They're not gonna get those judges. Just like there's no Epstein file. There's no here. There's nothing there. There's nothing in the JFK files. We're just being lied to and robbed every single day, and we're electing the people to do it, and getting up and clapping when they do. And those Republicans that we elect, they keep getting called spineless and shit because they just won't vote. Those damn dirty Democrats, even though the Republicans outnumber them now, they could pass anything they want. They're just scared. They're spineless. What a joke. What a joke. Yeah. I know that you elected me to do this, but I'm just not gonna because the Democrats are mean. Come on. Yeah, who's going to keep falling for that shit for their entire lives? And nobody but the boomers. You know what I mean? Even millennials got to wake up to that shit. Yeah, Tripwire's an Aussie. Don't let him fool you. Yeah. Yeah, that's that. I'm with you there too. Underground, uh, screw history, dude. I mean, number one, I wasn't there. The only thing I know about it is what they tell me. You know what I'm saying? And are they lying? I don't know. I have no idea. I try to do the best I can today, uh, and with what I have available to me, I try to be the best person I can be. But other than that, try to protect my family and protect, the people, my fellow people around me. But other than that, screw it. I can't do anything. I can't go back in time and stop Adolf Hitler. I can't go back in time and stop, the the Native Americans who got shuffled off to bullshit reservations. I can't, all the atrocities throughout history. I can't go back and stop them. There's nothing I can do about them. So I just try to live the best I can today and do the best by my fellow human beings that I can. And that's all I can do. So getting pissed off about something that happened 200 years ago, I have no desire. It doesn't interest me. Um, but I do enjoy history a little bit, like the Vikings and stuff. Some eras of history are just fascinating to me. Um, but other than that, and still I don't know if it's real. Like the Vikings say, they didn't have a written language. They didn't write books and shit. So the only thing we know about the Vikings is what Christians wrote about them. All right. So we don't know. We don't know what Viking culture was like. You know what I mean? Maybe Laik over there in Norway has a better idea than we do. But all that shit we hear about it over here in America, we don't know what the hell the Vikings were like. Yeah, we don't need any more thugs, Felix. You're right about that. Yeah, that's the thing, Snyder. Slaves or taxpayers equal slaves. Um, yeah, the problem was never corrected, but the problem never had to be created. We never had to pay taxes. We never had to. The government made money from tariffs. That's how the government makes money. They don't need to. They don't need to tax the shit out of us. And people don't understand that. Oh, we got to pay our taxes. I'm a good American. I pay my taxes and all that shit. Oh, that's just a bullshit lie. I don't know how else to say it. It's bullshit. We don't have to pay taxes. There is absolutely no need for taxes. The only thing they did, they instituted that bank in between us and our government so that our government borrowed money from the bank and then we paid the bank back. But the government borrowed more, way more than we could pay back. So, now we're 38 trillion in debt. It's just bullshit. It's a big scam. Yeah. Yeah, well, a lot of people would want to uh, charge you for something that your ancestor did tripwire, and that's just demented, in my opinion. Oh yeah, yeah, Polynesia. That is interesting too. Polynesians and Pacific Islanders were at the Americas first. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is that. I've always wondered about that. Why are Eskimos so dark skinned? If it was the sun that decides, that makes you dark, then why are Eskimos so dark skinned? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense to me. Uh, that's a little confusing to me. No, yeah. I mean, we can't blame each other for shit that happened 200 years ago. We need to come together now and help each other now and quit arguing and fighting over shit that happened 200 years ago. We're all in the same boat now, whether, no matter who got us here 200 years ago, we're all in the same boat. The same people are robbing us all right now. So what the hell? So I'm gonna get mad at Underground or something over something that happened 200 years ago, or he's gonna get mad at me when our these scumbag politicians and corporate billionaires and shit are robbing the both of us. They want us to be mad at each other. They want us to be divided. They don't want us to stand together. They don't want us to make logical decisions when we're voting and put somebody in there who might actually make a damn difference. They don't want us doing that shit. Yeah, adopt a Gen Z kid. Yeah. Yeah, they'll write a strongly worded letter. Yeah, Raziel. Yeah. I saw that thing where they called Mark Zuckerberg up there in front of Congress and got tough on him. Oh, they were tough on him and his monopolistic practices. He was buying up other companies and stuff and trying to make a monopoly, and they got tough on him and they looked down their noses and banged their gavels and shit at him. And he walked out of there and they didn't do shit. And a few months later, just a tiny little tagline in something I saw that they found that he had done no wrong. But they like to, for the just for their voters, for their constituents, they got to round a billionaire up there and get tough on him, talk to him real tough once in a while. Bullshit, lying sacks of shit. Screwing all of us. Every one of us. I don't care what you believe, what color you are, what they are screwing us all. But we're too busy arguing and shit. Cannot fix a bowl of ice cream without starting a fire. Yeah. Yeah, that would be great, Arnis. If he does that, I will 100% believe in him. Yeah, because that's the way it's supposed to be. That is the way it's supposed to be. It might collapse our economy. It might. But yeah. Yeah, 38 trillion would buy a lot of tacos. That's the thing about tariffs though, Arnis, is um, we pay the tariffs if we choose to, right? Taxes they take out of your check. They don't take those tariffs out of your check. You go to the store and you decide, you pick a tariffed product or a not tariffed product. It's up to you. If you don't want to do any one of those things, you can grow your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Buy a hunting license and go get your own meat. So yeah, that's the thing that about me with tariffs. At least there's a choice, right? Yeah, it might raise prices. It might, depending on the company sending the goods over here. They don't have to raise the prices. The company sending the goods over here do not have to raise their prices. They choose to. All right. So, but if they do raise their prices, then you can choose not to buy their shit. It's that simple. And maybe we'll stop buying a bunch of shit we don't need. Maybe we'll have more money in our pockets. Maybe we'll buy shit from Raziel, and then he'll buy some shit from somebody else, and we'll circulate the money around here at home instead of sending it all over to China where we'll never see it again. So I don't know. Yeah, it's going to raise prices, but the tariffs raise prices, but at least we have a choice. If the shit gets too high, I don't buy it. Damn that. Yeah. Yeah, me too, CC. Yeah. I don't even like going to Walmart. Yeah, it's a big shit sandwich, and we all got to take a bite, crab man. Yeah, and no matter what color you are, what religion you are, what whatever you are, you're taking your bite along with the rest of us. But that's the thing we're tricked into doing. I'm taking my bite of the shit sandwich, and I'm looking over there at Laura Ann, mad at her because my sandwich tastes like shit, and she didn't have anything to do with it. You know what I mean? It was the federal government that smeared shit all over our sandwich. But I'm mad at Laura Ann because because my politician that I voted for told me that I should be mad at Laura Ann. So yeah, the one who smeared the shit all over my bread. Yeah, it's stupid and insane. It's just a wacky world. Yeah, and the natives of the Arctic Circle, they eat high amounts of blubber and shit, right? High fat content, and they don't have massive coronaries and all these heart problems and stuff. So why? Why? Because blubber and animal fat and stuff, it doesn't do that stuff. That's the only reason why. It could be. They're not like supermen from planet Zotar. No, they're just people. It just, blubber never bothered them. Animal fat never bothered them. So that means it doesn't bother anyone else either. Yeah, yeah, dead wolf, fix bayonets, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's another. group of, but those groups of people are all over the world. Metal Gear, the Aborigines in Australia. Um, I mean, there's been bad stuff happen all over the world to groups of people where um, waves come in. It happened to the Chinese with the Mongols, and it's happened to everybody when the Romans. And uh, so yeah, it's just a story of humanity. All right, everybody. It's time to call it a show. I got to get dinner in me and get stuff done, and so I can get to bed and get up for work in the morning. So I will say goodbye to Old Man, Crab Man, Tripwire, Happy Cappy, Felix, Monk Me. What's up, Monk Me? Yeah, there's no Gen Xers in there left to defend. Yeah, Monk Me, I believe it, dude. Metal Gear, 1980, CC, Arnis. Did I say Happy Cappy and Felix? Tripwire, Oliver Rust, Underground, Metal Gear, Shannon, Laura Ann, Dog Karma, Bucky, Dead Wolf, Living and Active. Did I say Old Man already? I think I said Old Man already. Who else? Oh, Laic, just another guy in the woods. Raziel, R. Snyder, Arnis, Sammy Langford. Who else we got here? Did I say goodbye to Crabman already? Got Let's see. Got a lot. We had a lot of people in here today. I'm glad to see it. Y'all make the conversation interesting. All right. Well, I want to spend too much time here scrolling through the same names. Ohio Valley Prepping. Mike Fleisner, my boy Mike. Wasted Gator. All right. So if I did not mention your name, goodbye to you. So it's just difficult to scroll through all of the names. They don't give me a separate thing where I can say goodbye to everybody. But I like to say goodbye to everybody. So I try my best. All right. So goodbye. And oh yeah, I want to tell you one more time about Living and Active's channel. Go check Living and Active out. Pretty cool channel. If you please go check it out, and if you enjoy the content, give them a subscribe. Okay. Living and Active 116 is the name. I don't think I put the link in the description. I think I forgot to do that today. I apologize for that. But yeah, but you can just type in Living and Active 116 and you should be able to find it. But check out Living and Active's channel. Do me a favor and do that, and I'd appreciate that. I'd like to support other channels, small creators like myself, and maybe we can build a little community of YouTube creators, and so all support each other and get like-minded people in a group together, and support each other that way. Just think that might be a good thing to do. So, and then if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. I'd appreciate that. And also, you can hit the hype button. You won't be able to do that until after the live stream, after it gets processed and stuff. They don't show the hype button during the live stream for some reason. And let's see. Oh yeah, if you want to become a member and get your name on the banner down here, that link will be in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. That's a cool way to support the channel for $3 a month, and that helps me continue to to do this. So I appreciate all your support, and I appreciate all the subscribers or the members that we have now. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate your support, so thank you very much. And if you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. All right. And let's see. Did I say goodbye to Snyder? I think I got everybody now. Oliver Russ, Sammy Langford. All right, everybody. I'll leave you there with that. As always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.